Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited that you guys are here. In particular, I'm so excited to be sharing this video with you. I want to tell you guys some of the things that I've identified that I need to do, and some I have actually done in order to reach my 2023 financial goals. What are those financial goals? If you don't know, I would advise you to go watch my video where I shared my vision board and financial goals for 2023. I will put it up on the card up here, so go watch that. And today all I'm going to talk about is the things that I am doing in order to get closer to that or those financial goals. This is not all encompassing, meaning that these are not all the things that are going to get me to those financial goals, but those are the things that I have identified that I needed to do now, which you can do too, in order to get closer to my financial goals. All right, let's get on with it. The first thing that we need to talk about is staying in your lane. Sis, you need to stay in your lane. And what does that mean? Staying in your lane means staying in your financial means. We are living in a society where social media, friends, family are pressurizing us to live a life that we honestly cannot afford. So you need to learn to stay in your lane. What does that entail? That entails you learning to say no. That entails you learning to say, I cannot attend. That entails saying, I'm sorry, I won't be able to. All those things. It just means you need to know when you just cannot be able to meet the needs of somebody else so that you can meet your own financial goals. Let me just try and personalize this. As women, we tend to be asked to be organizers, either for baby showers, for bridal showers, or to go on massage dates, to try out this fancy restaurant. You need to be able to say no when you can't afford these things. Now, let me just put a disclaimer here. I'm not saying say no just because it's your turn to contribute to somebody else who once contributed to you. No, we are not breaking relationships here. I'm saying let's normalize talking about our financial goals to our family and our friends. Let's normalize having these conversations with our close-knit network, so that if I come to you as a friend and I say, listen friend, I'm aiming to take my son to this school next year and I'm saving for that, my friend won't frown upon that. If anything, my friend will know not to invite me if she is looking to go and have an event that is outside my budget. And if she does invite me, she won't be offended when I say no. That's what I'm talking about. Let's normalize staying in our lane. Let's normalize talking financial matters with our friends and families. In that way, everything will be out in the open and we will reach our goals together. Stay in your lane. Point number 2, I would advise you to be credit smart. Now, this one, there's a whole sea of things I can say about this, but I'm going to tell you guys things that I noticed in my own journey that I could do. So I had paid off my debts a year or so ago, but after buying this house, so it's been 10 months since I've had this house. Interest rates have been going up, and when interest rates went up, it meant that my mortgage payment was increasing. This is money that I didn't budget for. As a result, I was dipping into my credit cards more and more. And to be able to pay and keep up with the needs that my son had, I had to use my clothing store account, which before was paid up. Okay, so once I made my 2023 financial goals, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay in my lane. If I can't afford it, I won't buy it. So I took time, I looked at my financial statement, and this is what I did that I advise you to do. List down the credit facilities that are available to you. So maybe you have a credit card, maybe you have an overdraft, maybe you have a clothing store account, maybe you have a furniture store account, whatever credit facility you have, list them down, okay? Next thing, list the interest rate that you are being charged by each facility. Right? Let me make this example simple. For me, I had my credit card and have my clothing store account. My clothing store account was charging me more interest than my credit card. So what did I do? I took money from my credit card and I paid off my clothing store account. Why is this important and how did this benefit me? I save on the extra interest I would have been paying on my clothing store account. And I also save on the service fees that every credit facility charges just to keep it operational. So by closing off the clothing store account and just having this lump sum in my credit card, I was saving, and all the savings were now going towards paying off my credit card. But it can happen that you can say, well, I don't have the money in my credit card or in my facility that charges the lowest interest to pay off one or some of these other ones. What do I do then? I would say zoom into your credit facilities, go into each and every single statement and see if there's unnecessary charges that you can go and cancel. For me, I went into that clothing store account before I paid it off, and I noticed that there were some charges, some subscriptions that were totally useless. Let me tell you, I opened this clothing store account when I was in varsity, when I was told that you need to have a credit history. So I think I ticked each and every single thing within the boxes that were offered, just because I wanted them to give me this credit facility. So there were subscriptions I had that were useless. I canceled those. I also found out later on that I had a cell phone insurance to a cell phone I lost 3 years ago. I canceled that. It may seem like small amounts, trivial amounts, but these are all amounts that are coming out of your constant, non-changing salary. Cancel them. That is being credit smart. Another point, which is now point number 3. Let's talk about the contracts you have. Contracts you have / subscriptions you have. One of the most important things I need to put out there, cell phone contracts. Let's talk about that. If you have a cell phone contract, you need to ask yourself, do I need to be changing my cell phone every 2 years? Why? Because the bulk of the money that you are paying is for the physical device that you're holding. So you are being charged a lot because every 2 years you are given the option to upgrade. You don't need to have the latest of everything. This goes back to point number 1. You don't need to have the latest of everything. So this is what I'm going to say. If you have a cell phone contract, when the contract comes to an end, do not renew the contract. Renew the part that the data, renew the airtime and just the minutes that you need to operate your device, but you don't need the device. That is just the biggest scam out there. You don't always have to have the latest cell phone out there. It's not necessary. Another thing, let's talk subscriptions. I mean, at this point, if you are struggling, you don't need Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon, and all those subscriptions. If you have more than one facility in your household, it's not necessary. Cancel some or one of them. All right. And then something that I personally did once I had done all these other things was I looked at my internet subscription or internet contract, And I ask myself, do I need to be operating at this speed? If you have one of the highest speed or whatever speed that you have, you need to ask yourself, will I be able to do my work at the next bend of speed? If that's the case, downgrade and you will save some money. I did, and I promise you, I am happy because even if that little 200 rand that I'm gonna save, it's just 200 rand. That's money that can go towards buying my son McDonald's. That's a 200 rand that's coming back to me. That's a 200 rand that's not being taken from my constant, non-changing salary. So consider things like that. Do you need to downgrade? Another point, which is point number 4, do it yourself. I'm saying do it yourself instead of DIY because if people hear DIY, they think of somebody up in the roof, bolting nails or building kitchen cabinets all by themselves. But for women in particular, our hair really, like, we spend a lot on our hair. We spend a lot on makeup. We spend a lot on pedicures and manicures. But it's not necessary. You can learn the skills. With things like YouTube, there is a sea of information out there where if you took the time, you can learn how to do that or develop that skill yourself. For myself, I have been doing my hair for the last 3 years. I kid you not. It might not be salon standard, but I have saved a lot of money. This is like a signature hairstyle for me because I have learned how to do it each and every single month, or when I do it, I get to improve. I have been saving so much money on doing my hair because it's been 3 years now not paying somebody to do this for me, and because of that saving, I am able to live within my means. So you can learn how to do your hair on your own. You can you can paint your toenails, you can paint your fingernails yourself, you can do your makeup, and you don't always have to buy the most expensive makeup out there, unless whatever you are buying and you are investing in is bringing you income back. You can learn how to do it, or you can spend less on it. So learn how to do it yourself. Now let's go to the part where a lot of people don't want to get into the household stuff. I've had this house for 10 months now. That painting there I did myself. I saw it and I was like, I love that. Every painting in my house I'm gonna do. I bought the canvas, I painted it myself. The skirting in my house, like you see this white part here, the white parts of the on the stairs, I did all that stuff. So I painted some of these things myself. You can do some projects yourself before you have to pay for the services for somebody else to do it for you. It will save you a lot of money. The final point. All along, I've been talking about all the things that you can do to cut down on your expenses, given your fixed income, given your constant income. Okay, we have a constant income, we've cut on our expenses. What next? Find a way to make extra income on top of what you are currently earning. Maybe you have just one job. Find ways to getting even that electricity money. YouTube is an option, which is what I'm doing right now. And then there is also teaching English online. I've once done this. It helped me when I was in the pits with my finances. I used to teach English to Koreans online, and the requirements, I tell you, are not a lot. You can teach English online, and there's a lot of websites or a lot of facilities that will allow you to do this without asking you for too much. Explore them, try them. All you need to do is just sacrifice your time. I am willing to go back to teaching English online again. But for now, given that I've just started this channel, I want to acclimatize myself to this, get my routine right, so that my son doesn't, I don't compromise the time with on my work and my work productivity, time with my son, and everything else that I do in my life. And hey, there might be some stuff that you guys might actually recommend for me to do. I'm willing to hear from you guys, so please just say whatever it is that you're doing on here that I might have not mentioned, and if I get good enough points or I learn other avenues to make extra income or cut my costs, I will then do another video. But the whole point is that I released a video where I shared with you guys my financial vision board goals for 2023. This is some of the ways I intend to reach those goals, and I am looking for other ways to make sure that I reach those goals sooner. So please share in the comments section what you're doing to attain your 2023 goals. If you know somebody who's out there who needs this video, somebody out there who needs to get their finances right, somebody out there who needs to stay in their goals, I would say share this video with them. And thank you guys for being here. Please like the video, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because I'll keep these videos coming. And have a fabulous week from me to you.